him with his family, and I had the privilege of working at Kaufman as the youth program. In my role, I oversee the Interfaith Leadership Scholarship Program, which cultivates high school students' interfaith understanding and leadership skills, culminating in an annual community impact project. Many of these students are here with us tonight and might be seated at your tables. If they are, I hope that you've had a chance to talk to them and glean their wisdom, as I do every time I meet. Each of them is uniquely talented and introspective and curious. They give me so much hope for the world that we live in. Tonight, I have the distinct honor of introducing Krishna Mano, a 6-year Kaufman Interfaith Leadership Scholar. If you're doing the math in your head, yes, that means that Krishna has been in our program since before he was in high school. As a matter of fact, Krishna's been coming into our program since before we even had it. As a rising 5th grader, we made the reluctant exception to allow Krishna into our first summer day camp program on the recommendation of Kaufman's associate Fred Stella. Krishna not only handled the curriculum and experience, but he was everyone's best friend and favorite camper. When we started Scholars, a program geared towards high school students, we once again wondered about Krishna being in the program, and we wondered if we knew he could handle the program, but we wondered about the group dynamics. And once again, Krishna has excelled as a leader over these past 6 years. Students like Krishna don't wait for life to happen to them. They take learning into their own hands. It would be totally appropriate to say that Krishna and Kaufman's next generation programming have grown up together. We get to have him in our Scholars program for 1 more year as he enters 12th grade, but right now, I can't wait for you all to meet him. My friends, it is an honor and pleasure for me to introduce you to Krishna Mano.
Good evening, everybody. My name is Krishna Mano, and I'm a tutor at State High School here in Grand Rapids, Michigan. And I would like to first give a sincere thanks to Mr. Kyle, Mrs. Javier, and Dr. Tuesday for giving me this opportunity to share how vital my time with the Kaufman Interfaith Institute has been in shaping my character, beliefs, and values. During a time of heightened religious division and dangerous polarization, this institute and its mission continue to serve as a shining example of how communities can come together like we are today and thrive because of their shared experiences. In the summer between 4th and 5th grade, I found myself in the midst of a crisis of boredom. The previous year, I had finished all my Bible sets, gone through the entire day with Mario Kart twice, and used up my parents more than enough for countless foolish reasons. Hence, when my older brother and I received a phone call from Mr. Fred Stella with an exciting new opportunity, I was beyond relieved. He shared with us the inaugural 2018 Kaufman Interfaith Summer Day Camp, an opportunity to visit sacred sites across West Michigan and connect with middle and high school students from various spiritual backgrounds to open us up to different walks of the Mormon community. It seemed very interesting on its own, and when Mr. Stella mentioned that we would get cultural food for free at each place of worship, the family interest grew right up, and I signed up immediately. However, while I might have gone for the kebabs at the mosque and tea at the Buddhist temple, I stayed for the life-changing experiences and the long-lasting friendships. Over the course of 2 weeks, we learned about 5 different religions by visiting local places of worship and speaking to religious groups. And I also had the chance to meet like-minded students from different backgrounds who continue to be some of our closest friends today. I went on to attend the next year's summer camp as well, and while the camps helped me realize the need for intercultural understanding, I was so glad to feel empowered to act on this realization and make an impact on my own community. In our modern-day polarized world, there is a lack of this interfaith dialogue when we need it most. There are over 4,000 religions practiced worldwide, and 8 billion different ways to practice them, one for every person on earth. So when I saw religious leaders and everyday people alike spewing misinformation about other religions and propagating a singular, correct belief, spreading the word of the importance of intersectionality, not through boring presentations or lectures through students with short attention spans, but rather with tangible action, showing them how to have those difficult discussions. Most importantly, I learned to internalize what makes us human and allows us to prioritize for the betterment of humanity, prioritizing peace over prejudice, compassion over contempt, and forgiveness over fear. A social activist of the Sikh community who we learned about through the Scholars Program, Valerie Kaur, describes the lessons I learned about understanding the stories of others best, and she writes, "Deep listening is an act of surrender. We risk being changed by what we hear." In the past 7 years that I've been a scholar, I've understood that this program is so unique because of the fact that instead of it being adults teaching students, similar to what educational institutions are known to do around the world, and students teaching students, researchers call this system of learning a peer-based learning model, where in this case, teenage scholars share their personal experiences with fellow teenagers and explain how their faith intersects with other aspects of their identity and the society that they interact with as a whole. After every week, during our meetings, Mr. Kyle and Mrs. Salavia help us become independent leaders and empower us to grow into responsible, caring adults. They never tell us what to do, but rather show us what's best by always setting an inspiring example. The Kaufman Scholars Program has been especially important to me and has effectively shaped the way that I look at our society because it has opened me up to a diverse array of beliefs, cultures, and traditions. Put simply, it has taught me more about the world that I already know and has shown me a world that I knew nothing about. However, the most memorable opportunity through the Scholars Program was to attend and present at the 2023 Parliament of the World's Religions in Chicago with fellow scholars. We shared our work as young leaders with people from across the world and then got to hear from motivating figures, including the Reverend Jesse Jackson. The experience as a whole was a truly defining moment in my interfaith journey. Until then, I had only heard of and talked about interfaith as some far-out distant concept. But when I saw these leaders representing 210 different traditions from nearly 100 different countries come together and talk about the weather with one another, order pizza together, and just have conversations with each other, interfaith was no longer just an idea for me, it became a reality. And none of that would have been possible without the dedicated planning and commitment from the mentors at Kaufman and those who support our youth programming. After that trip, I felt empowered to bring the impact of the Kaufman Scholars Program across Michigan and few students have taken join the movement. So with the strong support of Mr. Hall and Mrs. Olympia, I launched the Global Citizens Association in 2023, an initiative that focuses on promoting knowledgeable interfaith and intercultural conversations among middle and high school students. Through the program, students have learned about nearly 8 dozen different religions, heard from guest speakers like religious leaders and student voices, and agitated for more inclusive school curricula at the local and state levels of government. The Southern Take Home, the Scholars Program, the Parliament in Chicago, and the Global Citizens Association. Whatever it may entail, my interfaith journey started with and continues to thrive with the everlasting support of the Kaufman Interfaith Institute. One of the most life-changing lessons I've learned through my work in interfaith is Ubuntu, a Southern African philosophy emphasizing human interconnectedness. It's often translated to I am because we are, promoting a collective ethos and shared responsibility over individualism. And from a personal lens, this couldn't be closer to the truth. I am because Kaufman and its supportive community is. The happy place that I've found at